Talk more about this bizarre story is Larry Levine, director and founder of Wall Street Prison Consultants. Larry, it's good to have you. You prepare people for prison. So what can an 80-year-old nun expect going in for this? What's her first day like?
Well, let's back up a little bit. It's
Okay.
a year and a day. It's not a year. The judge amended her judgment and commitment order actually today. And because she got that day, now she'll get good time. And there's a lot of misinformation. She was never facing 40 years. She had 2 counts that had a maximum of 20 years each, but they would have ran it concurrent.
Okay.
Therefore, really, she was only facing 20 years. And according to the U.S. sentencing guidelines, she was like at 30 to 37 months. So the court showed her some love as far as that goes.
Yeah.
This could have gone much worse for her.
A lot of it. I didn't realize that, Larry. I mean, it sounds to me like she got off light. I don't know what the school thinks about it.
Okay. She did get off light, and she's going to do, I don't know, a year and a day. Let's call it a year. By the time we give her some GCT, good conduct time, we give her some program time for community custody, which is like halfway house home confinement, she may only end up doing like 7 months. So it's not what it appears to be. Now, she's got to pay $825,000 in restitution, but the court said she only has to pay $20 a month. And that's based on her income, her retirement income from the church.
Right.
So essentially, the church should be getting its own money back. This is all a hoax. But she has. Okay, she's 80 years old. Let's break down. She's 80 years old. She has no public safety factors. She's not a flight risk. She's not a threat to the community. She has no outstanding charges. This lady, and she's got a whole bunch of aliases, she's going to go to a minimum security camp.
Okay.
She'll probably go to Victorville, California. It's about halfway between LA and Vegas. She may end up in Phoenix, Arizona at the women's camp there, or maybe Dublin, California up north. And then if the BOP, the Federal Bureau of Prisons, wants to, they could send her home. But no one's going to mess with an 80-year-old woman, nun or not. She's not going to be hard timing it.
Right.
They're just going to leave her alone.
Yeah.
And she will probably, and I've seen religious people in custody. I was in federal custody for 10 years myself in 11 different prisons, highs, mediums, lows, minimums, for narcotics trafficking, securities fraud, racketeering, obstruction and justice, and machine guns. So I was at all the custody levels. Nobody messes with the old people. I saw one guy, a guy named Thomas Maloney, when I was at Lompoc. He was a judge, a retired judge from Chicago. He was the only sitting judge that got hit on a murder for hire. And really, people treated him badly because he was sentencing people to death sentences they weren't really liable for. But this lady here, she's not going to have any problems at all. You know, people will take her under her wing. She's not going to have, what kind of job can you give an 80-year-old woman? They're not going to have her out pulling weeds, cutting lawns, working in the dining hall.
Pounding rocks. None of that.
Well, that ain't going to happen in the feds. But 80 years old, she's got medical issues for sure. She does. And with the coronavirus rampant through the Federal Bureau of Prisons, they're using the CARES Act. And in her case, it could be compassionate release. She may only end up being there a month or so, and they'll send her home.
All right.
So I don't feel bad for her. You know what? She made a mistake. Now she's paying for it.
Yeah.
I get people that call me every day that are crying and whining, and I tell them to suck it up.
All right.
And if Sister Mary Margaret called me, I'd tell her the same thing.
Listen, Larry Levine, the next time we have a prison question, I know exactly where we're going. It's been interesting. Thanks for the time. Federal Prison Consultant Larry Levine. Take care, my friend.
Certainly.
All right. Checking in now on the southern